Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you're expecting, I'm willing to bet there's one particular fear that's probably bouncing around in your head: tearing during birth. But here's the thing. What if the most common advice you're likely to hear is actually the biggest mistake you can make? Well, today, using some incredible insights from Birth Prep Academy, we're going to show you a much better way.
So let's just get real for a second. When you think about actually giving birth, what's that one fear that kind of rises above all the others? I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yep, it's tearing. And you know what? It's a totally universal fear. But here's the game-changing part. It often has way less to do with luck or genetics and way more to do with one very, very common mistake made during that final pushing stage. And let me just say, that fear is 100% valid. But our whole goal here is to show you how understanding this one little mistake can help you basically swap out that fear for a real, genuine sense of confidence and control.
Okay, so what is this number one mistake? The funny thing is, it's actually hiding in plain sight. It's wrapped up in the most common advice given in delivery rooms all over the world. Advice that's meant to help, but can actually do the exact opposite.
You can probably picture it, right? You're in labor, the baby is crowning, and you hear someone shouting, "Just push, harder, go, go, go." So what do? You take a huge breath, you hold it, you bear down, and you push with every ounce of strength you have. It feels like you're doing something really powerful, doesn't it? But that exact action could be setting you up for a tear. There's a name for this technique. It's called directed pushing, or sometimes purple pushing, because of the color your face turns. It's when you're told to push, forcing it on command, instead of listening and waiting for your body's own powerful, instinctive cues. And that is the mistake we need to talk about.
So you're probably wondering, why is this forceful, just push harder method so backward? Well, it's because it fundamentally works against what your body is trying to do naturally.
See, when you push that hard, your baby's head puts this massive, sudden pressure on your perineal tissues. And those tissues are already swollen and tight. It's just too much, too soon. It doesn't give them the time they need to stretch out gradually and make way for your baby. Think about it like this. It's like stretching a rubber band. If you pull it slowly and gently, it gets bigger and bigger, right? But what happens if you just yank it with all your might? It snaps. Directed pushing is basically yanking that rubber band.
And this isn't just a nice idea. The research totally backs it up. Study after study shows that directed pushing is linked to much higher rates of severe tearing. But the alternative, spontaneous pushing, that's where you follow your body's own undeniable urge. It results in lower tearing rates and, get this, even better oxygen flow to the baby. It just goes to show that working with your body is always, always the better way to go. Okay, so we've identified the big problem. Now let's get to the really empowering part. The solution. We're going to walk through a super clear 4-step game plan that you can actually use to avoid this mistake and protect your body. So the whole game plan really boils down to 4 key strategies. You're going to listen, you're going to reposition, you're going to use a compress, and you're going to slow it down. So let's break down what each of those actually means.
All right, step 1 is all about tuning in. Instead of pushing just because someone is counting to 10, you wait for that natural, powerful, almost instinctive urge to bear down. It's so much gentler on your body. Then step 2 is about getting gravity to help you out. Lying flat on your back can actually make tearing more likely. So you want to try positions that open up your pelvis and just give your baby more space to come down.
Now for step 3, something so simple: a warm compress. Just applying a warm cloth to the perineum during pushing can make a massive difference. The research shows it helps those tissues relax and it increases blood flow, which significantly reduces tears. And finally, step 4, slow it down. This is especially true when you feel that super intense stretching sensation, the ring of fire. That's your cue to breathe through it, not force your way through it. It gives your tissues that one last chance to stretch.
So this is all fantastic information, but let's be real. How do you remember any of this in the heat of the moment? Well, the key isn't just knowing it. It's about changing your mindset entirely to one of proactive preparation.
And I know what you're thinking, because it's the big question, right? How in the world am I supposed to remember any of this while I'm having contractions? And that is a completely fair question. The answer is really simple. You can't just expect to learn this on the fly. You have to prepare for it beforehand. You've got to think of it like training for a marathon, not just showing up for a sprint. This prep work is what builds the muscle memory and the confidence you're going to need when the time actually comes. So if you take away one thing, let it be this: Your body was designed for this. It knows what to do. The goal is just to learn how to work with it, not against it. And when you understand your body's signals and you prepare for them, you don't just protect your body and shorten your recovery, you give yourself a chance to walk away from your birth feeling strong and totally empowered.
Ultimately, this isn't about leaving things to chance or just hoping for the best. It's about preparing with confidence. So the only real question left is, are you ready to work with your body